Everyone wants results fast. They want the body without the grind, the success without the sacrifice, the destination without the miles in between. But here's the truth no one wants to face. There are no shortcuts. Not in the gym, not in life. Every rep, every drop of sweat, every small choice is part of a process that cannot be cheated. You can fake effort for a day, maybe even for a season, but life has a way of exposing what's real. The gym doesn't lie, the weights don't lie, and neither does life. The same discipline it takes to push through pain, to stay consistent when nothing changes overnight, that is the same discipline it takes to build a life worth living. You can fake effort everywhere else, but not here. That's why lesson 1 is the iron never lies. There's a reason the gym humbles people. You can tell yourself stories all day long. You can act like you're stronger than you are. Pretend the work you've avoided doesn't matter. Convince yourself you're ready when you haven't prepared. But the moment you step under the bar, the truth arrives. Because the weight doesn't care about your excuses. The iron doesn't bend to your stories. Gravity never lies. That's why so many people avoid it. Not because the bar is too heavy, but because honesty is too heavy. The iron forces you to confront yourself, the work you've done and the work you've skipped. There's no cheating gravity. You can't fast talk your way through a deadlift. You either put in the effort or the bar doesn't move. And as brutal as that reality feels, it's the most honest teacher you'll ever meet. Think about life outside the gym. How often do we build illusions? We sugarcoat our failures, pretend things are fine, tell ourselves tomorrow will fix what we neglected today. But truth doesn't bend in the real world either. Just like the weight, life exposes what's real and what isn't. You can hide from people, you can lie to yourself, but consequences don't lie. Effort doesn't lie. Let me tell you an example. I once knew a man who chased shortcuts in training, skipped reps, faked his effort, bragged about his strength, and for a while, it looked like he was getting away with it. Until the day came when he tried to lift in front of everyone. The weight crushed him, not because he lacked potential, but because his lies caught up. That's what the iron does. It strips away illusion and leaves only reality. And life works the same. You can fake hard work for a season, but the day always comes when truth asks you to prove it. And here's the shift. Once you stop fearing the truth, you start growing from it. Once you accept that the bar will never lie to you, you realize how valuable that honesty is. The iron becomes more than steel. It becomes a mirror. Every rep shows you what's inside, your discipline, your weakness, your grit, your doubt. And if you're willing to face it, you can change it. The weight doesn't hate you. It isn't your enemy. It's the only thing in your life that will always tell you the truth without hesitation. And in a world full of noise where people pretend and comfort blinds you, that truth is a gift. The bar teaches you that denial doesn't protect you, it delays you. The sooner you confront what's real, the sooner you get stronger. So the next time you step under the bar, remember, the iron never lies. It'll never give you more than you've earned, but it'll always give you exactly what you put in. And when you learn to accept that brutal honesty, not just in the gym, but in your life, you stop hiding from yourself. You start facing what's real. And that's where transformation begins. Because truth, no matter how heavy, is the only weight worth carrying. You say you want to grow, but are you willing to pay for it? That's the question behind lesson 2. Pain is the price of progress. Nobody wants to suffer. That's the truth. You spend your days trying to escape discomfort, reaching for shortcuts, avoiding the hard choices, hoping there's an easier way through. But here's the reality. The very thing you're running from is the very thing that will make you stronger. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is the price. In the gym, you learn this quickly. Every rep that burns, every muscle that shakes, every set that feels impossible, that's where progress lives. Not in the easy lifts, not in the days you feel fresh. Growth hides in the moments you'd rather quit. Because pain is proof that you're asking more of yourself than before. And that's the same truth life keeps handing you. Think about it. The hardest moments of your life, heartbreak, failure, betrayal, loss. Didn't those shape you more than the easy days ever could? You didn't want them, you didn't choose them, but they carved you into someone different, someone sharper, someone more aware. That's the cruel gift of pain. It forges you into who you were meant to be if you let it. Let me tell you a fact. Your body is designed to adapt. Tear a muscle in training and it grows back stronger. Stress it, push it, break it down, and it rebuilds with more resilience than before. That's biology, and the mind works the same way. Breakdowns, setbacks, struggles, they stretch you past your limits, and if you don't run, if you face them, you rebuild tougher than you ever imagined. But shortcuts, they rob you of that. You skip the work, you skip the suffering, and you skip the strength that comes with it. Sure, you might find a way to get quick results. You might even fool others for a while. But when real weight hits, when life hands you something heavy, you won't be ready because you can't cheat growth. You can't skip pain and expect to be strong. The shift comes when you stop asking, how do I avoid the pain? And start asking, what is this pain trying to build in me? That's when everything changes. Suddenly, discomfort becomes signal, not punishment. Resistance becomes teacher, not torment. You start seeing pain not as a wall, but as a doorway, the exact passage you must walk through to reach the version of yourself you're chasing. I'll give you an example. Think of anyone you admire who's truly strong. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally. Every single one of them has scars. Every single one of them has endured what would have broken someone else. They didn't get there because life was easy. They got there because they faced pain and refused to let it own them. And that's what this lesson is about. The struggle you dread is the struggle that will set you free. The burn in your muscles, the ache in your heart, the weight on your shoulders. You don't grow in spite of these things, you grow because of them. So the next time you feel pain, don't run, don't numb it. Don't look for the shortcut. Look it in the eye and realize, determined, this is the price. This is the currency of progress. And if you can pay it, if you can endure it, if you can use it, you will rise into someone you never thought you could be. Because pain is not a punishment, it is the forge. And the stronger version of you is waiting on the other side. It's not the loud moments that change your life. It's the quiet ones that repeat. That's the truth behind lesson 3. Consistency beats intensity. It's easy to go all in for a moment, to show up once with fire in your chest, to push hard for a day, a week, maybe even a month. Anyone can ride the wave of short-lived motivation. But the truth, that's not what changes you. That's not what transforms a body, a career, or a life. The real change comes from showing up, not once, but again and again. Not with perfection, but with persistence. Intensity feels powerful. It makes noise. It makes you feel unstoppable in the moment, but it fades. Motivation burns out, energy crashes, life interrupts. And when that happens, most people stop. They wait for the next spark, the next surge of intensity to carry them. But consistency doesn't wait. Consistency keeps going when the fire burns out. Let me give you an example. Think about someone who sprints for 200 meters at full speed, then collapses. Now think about someone who keeps walking, steady, mile after mile. The sprinter looks impressive at first, but it's the walker who reaches the horizon. Life is the same. Your biggest victories won't come from one heroic burst of effort. They'll come from the steady grind of showing up when it isn't exciting, when it isn't glamorous, when it feels small. And here's the part most people miss. Small doesn't mean insignificant. Every rep you do, every decision you make, every promise you keep to yourself, they stack, one on top of another, quietly, invisibly, until one day they reveal something undeniable. Progress that no single intense moment could have ever created. I'll tell you the fact no one wants to hear. Intensity is addictive. because it feels good. It gives you a story to tell. But consistency is different. It's boring. It doesn't impress anyone in the short term. No one claps for you when you show up on the days you don't feel like it. But that's exactly why it works. Because consistency isn't about applause. It's about building something that cannot be taken from you. Think about your relationships. One grand gesture doesn't make someone feel loved if you disappear afterward. It's the small, steady acts, listening, being present, showing up that build trust. Careers work the same way. One big idea doesn't create success. It's the daily discipline, the unglamorous effort that builds a foundation strong enough to last. The shift happens when you stop chasing the rush of intensity and start respecting the quiet power of consistency. When you learn that it's not about how loud you start, but how steady you stay. That's when you realize success isn't about doing it once. It's about doing it long enough for it to matter. So the next time you feel like intensity is enough, remember this. Anyone can burn bright for a moment. Few have the courage to keep the flame alive when the world isn't watching. And that's the difference. Intensity makes a spark. Consistency builds a fire.